What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Hankeshh, and we are back with the Smackdown summary where we talk about, well, I talk about the things that I liked and didn't like from the most recent episode of Friday Night Smackdown. This episode was all about putting the finishing touches on the card for Saturday night's main event. So before we get into the show, please leave a like and also comment down below what you guys liked and what you guys didn't like. I love to interact with the rest of the community. It's the whole reason that I started posting videos and made this platform and everything, so I could read your guys' thoughts and just interact with the overall wrestling community, something I haven't been able to do for the last 20 years of my fandom. So please do leave your thoughts and comments. I love to read all of them, even if they're negative. Also, please go over and follow my TikTok page. I post a lot of skits and shorts there, more appropriate for a short form platform like TikTok compared to YouTube. So please go follow over there at Hankeshh. It's always a good time there. All right, shameless plug out of the way. Let's get into the show. So the show kicks off with hometown hero Sami Zayn making his grand entrance, his return to Montreal, and he addresses the three other opponents that he's gonna face in his fatal four-way match at Saturday night's main event to become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Not gonna lie, this was your standard run-of-the-mill opening to the show, kind of promoting the big match that's coming up. You got interrupted by Trick Williams, who then got interrupted by Damian Priest, and they kind of had a three-way squabble a little bit. That night, Damian Priest and Trick Williams were set to face off in the main event, and surprise, surprise, Sami Zayn reared his nose into that match as well. But this was not the old Sami Zayn. This was not the all virtuous, altruistic, positive, good guy. No. This time, we got a more selfish, I would say, and aggressive Sami Zayn. Actually, just throughout the entire night, Sami Zayn was kind of getting into it with a bunch of different people. The people that were involved in his match, as well as the champion himself, Drew McIntyre, who did cut a promo on the show, addressing all four of the opponents that could face him at Royal Rumble. But when he got to Sami, he started talking about his family. He started talking about his son, and that did not sit right with Sami. And he walks up to Drew, and usually, the Sami Zayn of old, he would just talk to him and be like, hey, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna take the championship, just be this like hero, good guy, like clean cut baby face. But instead, he smacked Drew McIntyre so hard in the face, man. It was nice to see this aggressive side of Sami Zayn. His all noble cookie cutter baby face gimmick was just not hitting anymore. For a while, he was making it kind of work, but it was feeling stale, especially in the later half of 2025. It was feeling really, really stale. So I'm glad that finally they're making some tweaks to Sami Zayn's character, giving him some more aggression again. Because honestly, that's what makes the most compelling Sami Zayn. The best Sami Zayn is when he arguably is a little bit selfish for himself, but he is a little bit aggressive. You know what I mean? Like I said, when he's not afraid to slap a bitch. And sometimes just a little minor twist in their character just elevates them to new heights. It doesn't have to be a major change. He's still a good guy, but he's just more aggressive. I'm more compelled in this Sami Zayn character, so I do hope he does win on Saturday night. As for the rest of the competitors in the Fatal 4-Way, it seems like Trick Williams is going to split off and maybe do like a mini feud with Ray Phoenix. As for Damian and Randy, I have no idea. Especially for Damian, I don't know what his direction is going to be, but you know, that's up to their creator to figure out. That's not me. I'm just a fan. I like to watch. Randy will obviously find something. He's Randy Orton. Sticking with the main event picture, they showed Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu sitting down face to face, kind of going at each other's throats. Let me tell you something. At first, I thought this was going to be your run-of-the-mill, oh, I lost the championship because of you, so let's fight kind of thing. But when Cody mentioned Jacob Fatu's past, when he mentioned the fact that he went to prison, that he hasn't always been this good person, man, I think the feud leveled up. Not like a whole nother degree, but it definitely did. I am definitely a little bit more interested in their feud, but to be honest, it's Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. Like they're gonna deliver a good match. I don't know how much longevity they could get from this feud. I don't know if they're gonna be able to make it all the way till Mania with this feud. Maybe a rematch at like Rumble or Elimination Chamber, and then I think these two need to split off and find their own thing to do. But for now, it's keeping me entertained, so please, more of it. We also had some breaking news on this show. We had a backstage segment with Nick Aldis and R-Truth when in came AJ Styles. They were kind of discussing AJ's match with Gunther, Nick being like, you sure, AJ? You sure about this? And AJ's like, 100% I'm sure. But then Nick says, all right, well, that's not the reason I brought you here, and then points to the door where in comes Shinsuke Nakamura. And they announce that at Saturday night's main event, we're gonna get Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles Part 2, and I am so in for it. Sorry, that was really loud. I probably shouldn't have clapped in the mic, but man, I'm very excited for that match. Older wrestling fans will know that they had a match at WrestleMania way back when. I think it was 2019, 2018. It was the one in New Orleans. And it is not something that fans remember very fondly. In fact, it did not deliver, and there was a lot of ball kicking that happened in that match. But the fact that we're getting it again, they're getting a redo, makes me super excited, but also super nervous, because if they're letting these two have a redo at a random Saturday night's main event, I'm convinced that AJ is going to retire at Rumble. Like, this is a match that if you're going to do it again, you need some more build to it, because these two are absolute legends of the wrestling industry. Their stuff in New Japan was some of the greatest wrestling I have watched during that time. Even today's standards, it's still like one of the best matches I've watched. So the fact that they're running it back and getting a second chance, hopefully they do it properly this time, I am so excited. I wasn't even reacting to the show today. I was not uploading reacting clips today. I was watching the show just by myself, but when they showed Shinsuke and they announced that they're having a match, I literally jumped out of the seat and was yelling around this room. And I'm watching it alone. No one's with me. No one's, my house is empty. So the fact that I audibly cheered for this match tells you how excited I am for it. I also saw a comment online that said, like, if they run back AJ versus Finn on Raw this coming Monday, then for sure you know that AJ is retiring. Which, to be honest, I do want to see that match one more time before AJ retires from WWE, but we'll see if that happens. Also on the show, we had a number one contenders triple threat tag team match for the women's tag team championships. It was the best friends, Charlotte and Alexa, versus the powerhouses, Lash Legend Nia Jax, versus the duo of Julia and Kiana James. And before this match, in my mind, I was thinking there's no way in hell that Julia and Kiana James wins, right? But to my surprise, they actually ended up winning the match, which was actually shocking to me. I thought Nia Jax and Lash Legend were going to win this match and then finally get an opportunity for the tag titles, because they're one of the only teams that haven't had a match for the tag titles yet. But instead, they have the United States champion and her manager, who is also a really good wrestler, by the way. I don't want to knock Kiana James. But they had them win the match and have them go on to face the winners of Liv and Raquel versus Rio. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you don't have any opponents for Julia, like, at least you give her something. Like, she's not just off TV with the belt. At least she's competing for, like, the tag team championship. So I'm not mad about that. But, like, elevate that U.S. championship, man. Come on. Also, this match itself was just, it kind of looked awkward when I was watching it. Like, it seemed like the timings of certain spots were just not there. It looked kind of sloppy. And it's not to discredit any of the women in the ring. They're all 6 women. They're very good wrestlers. You have some absolute veterans in there, like Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair. I don't know. Maybe it was just like an off night for these women. But yeah, there was a lot of spots where things just kind of looked awkward. Like, people were waiting for certain people to get in certain spots and it just took too long. There was a point in the match where Charlotte was supposed to reverse like a double suplex. And you could audibly hear her just count down 3, 2, 1, and then she counters the move. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, shocking result. Hopefully something good comes out of it. I'm not like ecstatic about what's coming next, you know, with the tag team stuff, but hey, it's still entertaining, like I said, so I'm willing to give it a shot. But one thing I will say is I love the fire that you could hear in Julia's voice when she was giving her backstage promo after they won the match. She was cutting it in her native language, so it sounded like badass, I'm not gonna lie. It also kind of made me think, man, if we want to see Julia at her best, you need to give her someone who can wrestle a Japanese style match. That way you can show the main roster fans, the people who didn't pop for Julia, again, on the show, didn't get a pop during her entrance, you can show them what Julia can really do in that ring. So please, give me Julia versus Io. I think that would just fix the problem with Julia. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry. I'm getting into a Julia rant. I'm a big Julia fan, so let me calm down a little bit. Let me recenter. Let's talk about Smackdown. We also had a men's tag team championship match between the Wyatt 6 and the MFTs, where the MFTs were able to defeat the Wyatt 6 and become your new WWE tag team champions. And they win the titles by once again using that lantern of Bray Wyatt to distract the Wyatt 6. Now, I love Solo Sikoa walking around with that lantern, being this huge troll, kind of not like shitting on the memory of Bray Wyatt, because I would hate that too. Bray Wyatt's my favorite wrestler, so. But using it to his advantage, right? Like, in my eyes, this feud had no steam until Solo Sikoa stole the lantern from the Wyatt 6 and used it in all of his promos. The match itself was entertaining. Like I said, it's WWE. They have good wrestlers. The match is always going to be entertaining. But I don't know. When it comes to the story aspect of the Wyatt 6 and the MFTs, I feel like it's not living up to the potential that it can have. Like, if I'm a member of the Wyatt 6 and my whole gimmick is, you know, honoring the legacy of Bray Wyatt, and then somebody, some sneaky, slimy heel, takes the lantern, your one connection, right? The beacon of Bray Wyatt. I'm a member of the Wyatt 6. I would want to fuck his ass up. Like, no holds barred, like beat him down, like chase him, like go psychotic on him. But the Wyatt Six just seems like they're like, oh, we're gonna get it back. Just like teasing them, you know what I mean? Like in my eyes, a character like Uncle Howdy, like if you steal this lantern, he should go ape shit on you. Ape shit to the point where like you're leaving people battered and bloody like they did in their debut. I don't know. Like my thing is just like, my headcanon for this storyline, it's a lot more enticing to me than what's on my screen. So I think that's where my lack of excitement comes from. The story in my head should be playing out a lot differently than what it is on my screen. But I love the work that Solo Sikoa is doing. Solo Sikoa is a fantastic heel. I think just to kind of wrap up, kind of going over like the last few things that maybe I don't have too many thoughts about right at the moment. We had a match between Chelsea Green and Jade Cargill, and the whole thing was just to try to further the feud between Jordynne Grace and Jade Cargill. There's no match for that or anything announced. So they're just kind of just doing face-offs to have face-offs right now. So I think once they announce like a day for that match, then I'll get a little more excited. Right now it's just like filler in my opinion. I am excited though, because Jordynne Grace, TNA Jordynne Grace is something different. I'm not gonna lie. She took a little bit of a dip when she got to NXT. I think when they changed her theme, she lost a little bit of steam there, but it's Jordynne Grace. Like Jordynne Grace with Jade Cargill, two absolute units. That match will be good. Just please announce it already. For Rumble or for another random episode of SmackDown, just announce a match so I'm excited for something. We also had a match between Nathan Frazier and Johnny Gargano, kind of continuing that feud between Fraxium and what was then DIY, but right now it's just Johnny Gargano because Tommaso Ciampa's gone. Good match, very entertaining match. Could have been match of the night if it wasn't for another match that I'll talk about next. But Nathan Frazier is very good, Axiom's very good, Johnny Gargano is very good, Candice LeRae is very good. This whole match was very good. Unfortunately, Axiom did not get his mask back this time from Candice LeRae. He got it back for like 10 seconds and then they took it away again. So obviously this feud is continuing. I'm excited to see where it goes. But with Ciampa kind of leaving the picture, it does feel a little more filler to me, so that's why I don't have too many thoughts on it. Speaking of match of the night, we had a US Open Challenge match between Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. Obviously match of the night. These two are very good workers. They have incredible chemistry together, so a very good match. I enjoyed it a lot. My match of the night. Carmelo Hayes retains after The Miz gets involved and kind of costs Ilya Dragunov because Carmelo Hayes and The Miz have some kind of feud going on right now. Obviously, endgame is going to be Carmelo Hayes versus The Miz, which will be a good match. It's not going to be as good as this one, in my opinion, but it will still be a good match. Hopefully they announce or they have this match sooner rather than later. Hopefully they don't drag it out too much because this is a feud that is at risk of losing some steam. So hopefully they pull the trigger sooner rather than later. I'm assuming also Dragunov's going to want to get his get back on The Miz, so maybe they might have a match or something like that. I don't know. US title is in a healthy spot. They have some good competitors for there, so I'm not too worried about the men's US title. The final thing is obviously the guy that is all over the internet right now in the wrestling community, Mr. Kit Wilson. Kit Wilson had a small backstage promo and a face-off with, I almost said Zack Ryder. No, not Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. Kind of leading into the whole toxic gimmick. He's like, Matt Cardona, you're toxic, and this is why you're toxic and whatnot. Not gonna lie, I can't remember if it's gonna lead to a match or not, or if they announce any match between the two, but I mean, they are feuding, so probably sooner than later we are gonna have a match if they didn't announce it already. Yeah, very exciting. Capitalize on the momentum that Kit Wilson has right now, and what better way to do it than with Matt Cardona, someone who can literally work with anybody. So all I beg though is that please just let Matt Cardona use his indie theme song. Let him use Always Ready. Sorry, not Always Ready. When the Lights Go Down. Just let him use it, bro, please. It's a very good theme song. I listen to it all the time in the car. It's just a good song in general. His theme song kind of sounds generic to me. Please, just let him use Downstate, bro. I think that covers anything, unless I'm forgetting some stuff maybe that happened. I'm very tired. It is 2 a.m. right now. I still have to edit this and get it up before I go to sleep. So it's going to be a long night for me. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this summary of the SmackDown. Why did I say it like that? This summary of the SmackDown. Anyways, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I forgot to mention that. And also, please leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the show. I'm excited to read all of them. So please do leave a comment. Also follow my TikTok, like I said at the beginning. And yeah, I think that's all I had left for the plugs. I'm gonna go.